Okay, let's actually do the last merge conflict using GitHub. So basically, the reindeer has the 3 conflict on GitHub. So let's resolve the conflict here. And again, we are removing the reindeer. No, we are actually not removing the reindeer. So let's explain this one more time in this video is that we want to actually do is select the features. Either we want either one of those, meaning one of the feature is what we want and the other one is actually incorrect. The other possibility is both feature are actually what we want. And we want to actually select portion of it to be merged together. And this is the case that it shows that. And we want to remove the less than, the head, talking about the head of the branch. In this case, reindeer, get rid of this equal sign, shows the division of where the difference is from the branch, and then the other is from the trunk, the main trunk. So let's get rid of that. And we want to merge the feature in this case. And so comma, and showing that the zoo has 2 animals now, the reindeer and then the elephants. Okay, so that should be resolved. And so here is actually a little bit more complicated, right? And so let's actually first see if pull that down. So clear this. Git status first. Git log dash one line dash grab one line. Okay, so right now it doesn't show any changes. So let's actually pull that down. Actually, it probably won't show anything. Let's give that a try. Yeah, it says everything is up to date because it did not, we have not yet resolved the conflict, right? So just want to show you that's the case. And let's finish this. And remember, we have to add a curly brace here. Okay. Otherwise, because the curly brace was common in both tests, right? So that's why we need to add this to close this curly brace. So that's actually not add that and just do what we were doing earlier. And this will actually once show again that not doing, if we don't know the code that well, then we wouldn't know that when we go down to run this code, we're going to see that 2 things is missing from here. Okay, so let's do that. And here we're going to, this one is simpler, is we're going to definitely keep both. And I kind of hate personally, I kind of hate GitHub's editor, that its indentation is kind of weird. Okay, so still shows 1 conflict. Oh, okay, that's the last conflict. So basically, there is this conflicts count. Basically, for each file, it will actually in this case, 3 files, 3 conflicts. And that's what that shows. You can use the previous next to navigate. Let's quickly take a look at the setting here. Oh, so we can actually change the indentations size, the mode of the indentation, which is you can use space or tabs. Line wrap, in this case, no wrap. Okay, I didn't know I can change those. That's cool. Okay, now this is done. We can actually mark as resolved. Okay, we can, oh, I should have done this for each one of them to mark as resolved. Okay, and then this allow us to do is commit the merge into the branch, and it actually put it here. Before this is, so before I close the pull request, what I want to do is we want to once again double check. So let's do a pull of this branch. And as you can see, is a pull down the 4 files that changed, right? Elephant is added to the branch. And then the readme and animal test.java and zoomIn.java is actually pulled down. So let's actually go to IntelliJ and look at what is pulled down. So in this case, let's run zoomIn. The readme looks good. So far, this looks good. And the build actually finds the problem with the animal test, even though this can be run, but I want to actually have us resolve this first. So let's do that. And looking at this earlier, we do have this semicolon problem, but looking at this is actually this curly brace is actually doesn't have the pair that is supposed to enclose with. So that solved that. Okay, so let's go back to run this. And that is good. We see Rudolph and Jumbo. Okay, so now let's go back to run animal tests. And here we see reindeer and Muppet, but not elephant, which is tests. And that has to do with when the merge happens, it seeds. This is common, and remember, and also the curly brace was common. So those are the things that get capped, but it was not duplicated. So this, we want to add that. And then let's actually run the test again. And we should see 3 tests passed, okay? But now we do have one more commit need to happen, okay? So we're going to do that. So git status, right? It sees that we have actually a change. So git add and git commit. Resolve error. Okay. Yeah, so nobody is perfect. And it's possible you have that merge resolution you thought on GitHub you are done. So the recommendation is always to double check your code can be run locally. before you actually close your pull request, right? And in realities, many of these would actually have actions that automated that run on GitHub these days. So we didn't do that. So yeah, a commit can actually be on GitHub, can have that automation set up to check these for you before the pull request can be completed. So let's do git push. Okay, let's make sure that's pushed. So now git log, quickly take a look of where we are at. Actually, git start status first, and then git log. Okay, so here it says we come together, and then we have one more to resolve the error. Okay, so this actually makes sense before we close that pull request. One of the questions that I'm going to answer in this video and is that it is possible, and that's the discussion post ask about what is the order of developers should actually have in mind when they want to do their pull requests and merging. And the answer is you don't need to have an order. The reason is this. Okay, just what you saw on this, what you want to do is you want to, before you close the pull request or you finish the merging, you want to actually do is check out the main trunk. Okay, and then do a pull. Okay, if it says already up to date, personally, I would actually do a quick merge. So merge. And it should be saying already up to date. If all of that is true, okay, then what you want to do is then quickly go to GitHub. And here, for some reason, is showing me having problem. So let's confirm merge. Okay. So here, then we are offer chances to delete a branch. I'm going to leave it there for you to, as an example of how this was done. So in this case, let me explain what I have done. So the merge happened from the main to reindeer, right? And we work on the conflict in the reindeer branch. Okay. And then I actually pull it down to double check the syntax error and run the code locally on my machine. And that's the best practice that you should do. Okay. Double check it runs. And we want you to practice this because I want you to see how that is done. And you, of course, we can set up the Git actions and run it on GitHub. And of course, then you can see that error on GitHub. But I think this is actually much better setup to have you see it locally. So you pull it down and then resolve that, push back up, and then commit the pull request into the main. So basically now if we see that the 15 commits here would include not only the elephants, and we actually also sees the reindeer now on the main trunk. Okay, and this actually will create the situation for some of you that where the pull request, no, actually all of you should have a pull request that now you will see the conflict with both elephant and the reindeer added on. Okay, with that said, I'm going to close this video. And I might actually create a video that includes this conflict about local branch, where this is some of you actually thinks that you might have branch merge that you thought you don't have any merge conflict, but in reality, there is actually a change in both branches. So that's why there's a merge conflict anyway. So I will think about how to do that video, but let me close this one.